You've kind of answered this question already. If elected, what are your priorities and issues you want to address? And clearly it's the things that you've been working on. So I'm going to kind of ask it a little bit differently. How have you been and how will you be bringing your democratic values to the local office?
That's a great question, because I think one of the things I'm proudest about West Sacramento is we are a very good laboratory that proves the core democratic values. Right? So often in the national debate, it's these ideological fights, and it's environment versus economy, or it's social justice versus having good jobs and good business development, right? And I think we're proving here that's not the choice, right? I mean, we don't govern by talk show hosts. You know, we figure out how do we create real jobs that are going to serve our community, draw the jobs here, then at the same time make sure that we're creating the colleges that we've now brought to town, and improving the schools so that our residents can access those jobs, and they're green jobs, so that we're reducing our carbon footprint. You know, they all come together. And so I think what you see now in West Sacramento is a lot of the sort of the planks out of the Democratic Party platform, but really our core values around social justice, social connectedness, sense of common purpose and unity, diversity, equality, and prosperity that's shared across a community. All those core values are on display here, and they work. And I think that's one of the most exciting things about it, is that although we haven't painted the town blue entirely, if you look at it, what you see is the results of those. Even my own leadership here. I mean, having an openly gay mayor in this city, especially during these times with the whole litigation around Proposition 8, I think is a strong message. You know, we're not known as one of the most liberal cities in the state. We just, our voters just said, no, we're one of us, and we want to get the job done, and that's all that matters. And we respect that. We respect who you are as a person, and we just want you to work for us. And it's that sort of quiet statement, as opposed to just passing a bunch of proclamations endorsing positions at the federal level, where I think we make our biggest contribution to advancing democratic values.
Okay.
Very good. Looking at accomplishments you've made, I gather that there are many partnerships involved in achieving what you've accomplished here. Can you elaborate a little more on that?
Yeah, our success has been because, as a city, is because we've worked very closely with others, and that's not always been our history. When I first came on the council, we didn't have very good relationships with the city of Sacramento, even though it's 1 foot away, in the middle of when we meet on the Tower Bridge. We didn't even know any of their council members, and we didn't have great relationships with our other sister cities in Yolo County, or great history. And because we had broken away from Yolo County, we didn't have great relationships there. I've really focused on trying to make the case, and I think that the community is completely on board and understands that we only succeed if the rest of Yolo County succeeds, because we need so much of what we do is in partnership with the other cities. Having the University of California is critical to our success in growing things like the California Fuel Cell Partnership, or the biotechnology industries that are in our city, or some of the emerging green industries that we're bringing to the port. They look to the university, and the university's employees and faculty and students and ideas are critical for that. Woodland and its being a center of agriculture and agricultural commerce is really important to us as well, in part because the port is such a critical part of the agricultural goods movement system. And then Yolo County itself, which represents our people too. So it's if we pay no attention, if we don't partner with Yolo County when they experience severe budget crises, for example, and we just allow folks who are experiencing mental health problems or have basic health or public health needs to just empty out onto our streets. I mean, we can say that's not our responsibility, we don't do those services, and many cities do say that. They say, oh, that's the county, that's not us. But it is us, right? It's our residents, and ultimately we'll feel it in our police services and in our fire services and in just our residents' quality of life. And so we have a very effective partnership with the county and with the county's officials. And now with Sacramento and the other side of the river as well, I think we are now seen as one of the better regional players in terms of wanting to collaborate with people, recognizing that just for us, we don't succeed if Sacramento fails. Our waterfront, people don't go to the waterfront and say, I only want to go to the the part that is legally within the city of West Sacramento. People want to cross the Tower Bridge and make a loop, and we understood that early, and so has Sacramento, and things like Rayleigh Field have been a big part of that. Wouldn't have happened without a partnership. So for us, it's been a very, very big deal. But it's not just with the governments, it's also with a lot of the community groups and other sort of government-related agencies. We're the smallest city in California that has universal preschool. And we were only able to do that because we collaborated with our school district, plus Yolo First Five, and the State First Five Commission. And it's the sort of thing that most small cities don't do because they don't have those partnerships in place. We're not big enough to do it by ourselves. I'm not the mayor of LA or San Francisco. I can't just announce, effective tomorrow, everyone gets preschool. I'm not Oprah. Everybody gets a car. But with the right partnerships, we can do things that I think astound other small cities, and that's where we've really, I think, made our biggest mark.
Maybe
Is this your
daycare.
is this your
Universal
third
daycare.
term, Chris, or are you running for your third term?
This will, we've had a directly elected mayor system since 2004.
Oh, okay.
So I was elected mayor by the council in 1998, 99, 2002, and 2003, and then by the voters in 2004, 6, and 8.
And you're not frustrated yet?
I love this job. I'm very lucky. Very few of us in the world get a chance to pour your heart and your passion into something and see the outcome so clearly. I mean, every day that I bike to work and I see our new downtown, our new waterfront, or I see other people walking and biking at the post office, and they're smiling and they're proud to be residents here. Or I go into my email, and there are folks who 20 years ago didn't feel like the city was them. Yeah, you know what I mean? Where they didn't feel like the government was something that they could interact with, and now they do. They say, if you can, and it's one of the lines I use a lot in town, which is people say, if you can build Rayleigh Field, then why can't my second grader learn how to read by the end of the second grade? It's no longer, it's those sorts of things where we've created this culture that is no longer about, it's so hard here. We have, we're a working class town. We have all these infrastructure deficits. We're just lucky that it's as good as it is. We've sort of gotten away from that, and now there's this culture and belief in our town that we can do just about anything. So why aren't we? And that is a great contribution from my perspective, because it means it's self-sustaining. It doesn't just depend on one or two elected officials or community activists, because there's this common expectation that we're going to do amazing things. I love that because it gives us, and in government, it gives us the platform and the community support to really go out there and experiment and to innovate and to try new things. And so no, I can see why other mayors get burnt out, but not here. There's just so much to do. It's so fun and it's so rewarding.
Okay.